Friends, welcome back. So in this step we are going to discuss about Spring Cloud Bus. So but before discussing the Spring Cloud Bus, let me give you the one analogy and use cases. Okay, and there after we'll implement the Spring Cloud Bus, and we'll come to know why we should use the Spring Cloud Bus. Okay, so earlier we had written macroservices of limit service and the Spring Cloud config server, where we had configured all the configuration for all the environment like dev, prod and QA, and the default configuration was mentioned in limit service dot properties. We had created a git local config repo where we had mentioned all the configuration. Okay, and in limit service in bootstrap.properties, okay, we have mentioned the URL of the configuration file Spring Cloud config server. So this is the URI of Spring Cloud config server, where all the configuration we have configured in a local git repository. This all we have already seen, right? So in limit services is running on 8080 port. So if you go here, okay, and if you run this limit service, so the minimum is 9 and maximum is 111 is coming. And if you go to the limit service prod.properties of this configuration file, the minimum is 9 and maximum is 11 is coming. So far so good, right? So let's create one more instance of the limit service. So how you can do this? Right click, go to the run, okay, and run configuration. Here option is there, okay, and here on this Java application limit service application is there. Right click here and create duplicate, right? In duplicate, put a name application underscore 8081. We are going to run this limit service on 8081 port, and in the VM argument, provide the argument -d server dot port is equal to 8081. That's it, and apply, run. Okay, if server failed to start, port is already in use. Okay, let's close all this. Yeah, so let's first run the Spring Cloud config server application, okay, and thereafter run this limit service which is running on the 8080 port, and the limit service application on 8081 port, right? So let it run. So at the end of the cinema we will see all these three ports are running. So two instances of limit service is running. Now go here and copy this, okay, and paste here, okay, and if you see, okay, 9 minimum is 9 and maximum is 111. So limit service is running on both the port 8080 and 80801. So it's running on the both the port. So let me, yeah, 80801 here it should be, okay. So both the port are running, right? Now come here, okay, and let's say change the configuration. So minimum is, let's say 1, okay, and maximum is, let's say 999, right? Making the changes here, correct? So you know, if you are making the changes here, okay, you will have to commit into the git repository. So go to the path, so here properties, so here is the path where we have configured the local git repository. Copy this, cancel, go to the path. So here the path is in our local git repository. Right click here, git bash here, okay, and just check the status, git status, okay. So these two files we have modified, right? Prod properties and service properties. So now let's git add star and git commit -m, let's say committed. This is the command I'm using for the git. So now it's done, right? Now if you go here, We have already committed, right? If you go here and refresh this, no, there is no reflection. You are not able to update the file. It's still getting the older one. Okay, so how you can get the newer one, updated one properties file? So minimum is 1 and maximum is 999, right? So it's giving the older one. Whatever we have committed in a Git repository, it's not coming. Okay, so what you can do? So for that, what you can do? See, you have a bootstrap properties file right here, correct? So first thing what you need to do, if you go here and see the Springs document, so they have seen like you will have to enable the management endpoint for refreshing this. You will have to refresh manually, right? So how will you refresh? First you will have to include this properties file. Okay, so this is for the health or refresh, or you can put all these things here. So for if you want to do all, copy this, Control C and paste here. Otherwise you can put refresh comma health comma info and all. So I am just putting this, and thereafter service property, okay, you will have to enable security as a false, because this is the one which is going to maybe the stop you while executing and taking the configuration. So we need to disable the security of the actuator, right? So thereafter if you see, you have just mentioned like star, enable all the actuator management by putting the star. Okay, now what you need to do, now you need to call the endpoint of actuator for the refreshment, for the refresh. Okay, so that you can pick the latest properties file. So how you can do that? You just need to go to the Postman. Okay, go to the postman.com download site, and you can just download the app, and once downloaded you will be getting this app here over. Okay, and you just need to call the endpoint of the actuator refresh of limit service 8080 using the post method. Okay, and if you do this, send. Okay, so if you see here, status is okay, refreshment is done. Now let's execute the limit service from here only. You can execute from here also. So let's refresh this. See, now it came. Okay, but on the 8081 if you do refreshment, still okay, yeah, it's coming, right? 8081 and 19, so far so good. So let me execute from here only. Okay, let me put here, select the get, okay, and send. Yeah, you are getting here, right? Same thing it with 8081, right? Send, and you are getting 1999, right? So let's change one more time of this production property. So minimum I am taking, let's say 4 times 8, and maximum 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 times 8, right? And thereafter let it picked up, and thereafter execute this 8080, right? Send. It's still coming the older one since we have not executed the actuator refresh. So execute this actuator refresh, send. Yeah, it's okay. Now come to the 8080, okay, and execute this. Now it's fine, the latest one is coming over here. Now go to the 8181 of the another instance of limit service and send. If you see, it's still coming the older one since we have refresh the actuator or the configuration of 8080 port, not on the 8081 port. So if you want to refresh also 8081 port, you will have to go again, and here you will have to refresh using this 8081 port and then send. Now it's refreshed, and now again call the 8081 port of this, then you will be getting the latest one, 888. So this is the way you can get the latest configuration file that you have updated in a Git repository using the Spring Cloud Configuration Server. But limitation is, suppose you have here we have only a 2 instance, so we are going one by one to the each and every instance of that port, and we are refreshing this, right? So first we went to 8080 and thereafter 8081. So let's assume you have a 200 of instances of the limit service, then you need to go each and every 200 instances on which port is running, and have to refresh this, right? So this, the maintenance wise, it's very difficult to do all these things, right? So to resolve this problem, okay, we will introduce the Spring Cloud Bus. So using this Spring Cloud Bus, okay, you don't need to go each and every instances of limit service or any other microservices. The Spring Cloud Bus will refresh at one go of all 200 services, and it will get the latest configuration of all the limit service microservices. So this is the benefit of using the Spring Cloud Bus. So instead of going one by one and refreshing the instances, okay, you can implement the Spring Cloud Bus to refresh at one go. So in the next step, we will implement the Spring Cloud Bus, and we will overcome the problem of refreshing the configuration one by one of all instances. So if you have a time, see you in the next step. Bye bye.